Hello and welcome to this lecture. Today we are going to discuss another topic, and the name is hyperplasia. It is defined as increase in number of parenchymal cells resulting in enlargement of the organ or tissues. And when we talk about hyperplasia, the main thing is that there is an increase in number of parenchymal cells, and this happened because of the increased recruitment of cells from G0 phase to undergo mitosis. So what is G0? We need to see our next slide. So when we talk about the cell cycle and its replication, we need to understand that the cell have to be undergone into different stages, and it starts from the G0 phase, which is a normal function, and then it starts from G1 where protein synthesis and cell will grow. In the S phase, the DNA replication will occur, whereas in the G2 phase, the final protein synthesis occur, and the last is the mitotic stage, which consists of prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. And we discuss these all things in our school about different cell cycle. So what happened in hyperplasia is actually, in hyperplasia, there is an increased recruitment of cells from G0 resting phase to undergoes mitosis. So what happened that increase of the mitosis will result will in production of the increased number of cells, and that is responsible for hyperplasia. Hyperplasia is classified into two types. One is physiological hyperplasia and second one is pathologic hyperplasia. When we talk about physiologic hyperplasia, we are discussing its further two division. One is hormonal hyperplasia or compensatory hyperplasia. Let's discuss some of the examples in hormonal hyperplasia and compensatory hyperplasia. And the common example in hormonal hyperplasia is the enlargement of the uterus. You can see this is a normal uterus, and in pregnant, the uterus become enlarged. You can see the size is larger, and this is an example of hormonal hyperplasia. The other example of hormonal hyperplasia or physiological hyperplasia is the development of the breast, where you can see in A, it's a newborn, and then with the passage of time till early puberty at C stage, and the enlargement started, and it continues to grow from D, and then it in further increase at young adult, and then it further increase when a female is pregnant. So you can see the physiological hyperplasia that occur in female breast with the time. Then we have prostatic hyperplasia, which occur with time in men's, and you can see this is the normal prostate, and with age, because of obstruction of urine or because of the kidney some disorder or because of the kidney disorder, it the prostate increase in size, and this is enlarged prostate. So this is another example of prostate hyperplasia. This is another example of physiologic hyperplasia. The common example in compensatory hyperplasia are hepatectomy, where you can see this is a healthy liver, and when one section of the liver has been removed, maybe because of the tumor, so the regeneration of liver is actually an example of compensatory hyperplasia. And you can see the if section of the liver have been removed because of the tumor, so regeneration is an also example of compensatory hyperplasia. Another example of compensatory hyperplasia is regeneration of epidermis. And we all know that Our skin consists of three main layers. The outer layer is epidermis, the middle layer is dermis, and the lowest part is subcutaneous tissue. And if any skin abrasion agar or any wound occur on the outer part, so the epidermis will grow, and this is an example of compensatory hyperplasia. When we talk about pathologic hyperplasia, the most common example is endometrial hyperplasia, and it occurs because of the increase of the estrogen hormone. And endometrial hyperplasia can lead to adenomas. This is an example of endometrial hyperplasia, where you can see the uterus, the size of the uterus become enlarged, and it is because of the increase of the estrogen hormone. And it is a pathologic hyperplasia. Why? Because of the increase of the estrogen hormone, and that leads to the carcinoma of the uterus. The other example in pathologic hyperplasia is the formation of the granulation tissues due to proliferation of fibroblast and endothelial cells. And when you see the wound healing stages, we must know that there are 4 stages of wound healing. Initially start with the bleeding, and then inflammation, then the proliferation, which is actually the stage where fibroblast will play their role for healing the wound, and then the 4th one is remodeling. So in this stage, when we talk about the proliferation stage, because of the fibroblast proliferating, and this is a condition where we talk about pathologic hyperplasia, where the wound generation is in the process. So we can take this as an example of pathologic hyperplasia. Then the third point is the formation of skin warts from hyperplasia of epidermis due to human papilloma virus, HPV virus, and this is responsible for producing skin warts. So you can take a look of this genital warts. It occur because of the HPV, and these are present in penis in male, or in vagina or vulva or cervix in female, and around anus. And these are the growth of the abnormal cells. Why? Because of the hyperplasia that occur in either male genital organ or female genital organs. The next example in this category is pseudocarcinomatous hyperplasia of the skin occurring at margin of non-healing ulcer. For this, we can take a look of one case study. This is an example of Sweet syndrome, and I mentioned here that Sweet syndrome is a very rare inflammatory skin condition characterized by sudden onset of fever, painful rashes on arm, leg, trunk, face, or neck, and it is also known as febrile neutrophilic dermatosis. And it is an example of pseudocarcinomatous hyperplasia. And if you take a look of the thing, I'm just going to highlight the clinical presentation, that the upper and lower lip consist of papillonodules, and you can see this picture. This is another picture of this section, and you can see that this section consists of the hyperplasia around the lips organ, and this occur because of the benign reactive epidermal hyperplasia. And why this occur? Because of the increase of the production of neutrophils. So thank you so much for today's lecture. Hope to see you again in upcoming lectures.